What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. One of these guys is Wrestling News Weekend Wrap Up for December 4th, 2015. WWE Diva want women's title to return. Several WWE Divas have been active on social media this weekend to make it clear that they want WWE to bring back the women's title. A WWE.com poll is asking fans what former title the company should bring back, and the hardcore title leads the way with 47%. The women's title had 29%, followed by the cruiserweight, European, and million-dollar title. What's interesting is that some other current divas like Diva Champion Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Natalya have all been vocal about their desire to see the belt return. Sometimes WWE.com polls mean nothing, but in this case it could be something initiated by the creative team to gauge what the WWE universe is thinking. The other question is if WWE does bring back the women's title, will that mean the Diva title goes away, or will they keep both? The women's title look better because it's not a silly butterfly looking title. The name sounds more prestigious and there's more history with it. The Diva title was introduced in 2008 when WWE was doing the brand extension. 2 years later, the brand extension ended and they merged the two titles together with WWE, choosing to go with the Diva title since that makes it unique for the company. WWE says Stone Cold Steve Austin is retired. WWE has published a new feature on how past wrestlers have said goodbye, linking up with NBA star Kobe Bryant announcing his retirement over the weekend. One other notable mention in the piece was Stone Cold Steve Austin, which listed his last match at WrestleMania 19 against The Rock. At the time, the match was not his retirement match, however, it had turned out to be Austin's final match. It's been documented over the past several years that Austin would consider a one-time return to the ring, but it has not materialized. Sheamus involved in fan incident at Sunday WWE Live event. According to correspondent at Sunday WWE Live event in Huntington, West Virginia, a fan threw an empty bottle at Sheamus' head following his match with Roman Reigns that ended in DQ. The fan was taken away by security. WWE taking extra security precautions at live events. Fans who attended Sunday WWE live event in Huntington, West Virginia were asked to arrive early and went through multiple leaves of security, according to WCHS-TV. Security told fans that carried backpacks or purses that they would be required to put all the contents that are inside into a clear bag and then return to purse or backpack to their vehicle. As noted, the company had been taking extra security precautions after the claim made by an online activist group that the Survivor Series event was a target for a terrorist attack. WWE plans to have extra security at all of their events going forward. AJ Styles re-injured previous injury. As noted over the weekend, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that AJ Styles had suffered an undercloak injury and would not be able to compete at Saturday's event. It turned out that Styles had suffered the same lower back injury that he was dealing with back in October. Styles is currently scheduled to wrestle Jay Lethal at next month's Always Final Battle pay-per-view. Mick Foley said WWE product is stagnant and needs a change. Mick Foley took to his Facebook page once again to vent his frustration with the current WWE product. Here's what the WWE Hall of Famer wrote. Final Raw for Foley, and I quote, WWE is at a real crossroads. To paraphrase Albert Einstein, who said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Wrestling historians can argue about when the Attitude Era in wrestling officially began, but for me it will always be at a meeting called by Mr. McMahon in the spring of 1997, where he admitted that hard work for them for so long in the past was no longer working and that if they were going to survive, the wrestler themselves were going to have to step up and help create those dimensions that would establish the emotional bond between the wrestler and the fan, part of the lifeblood of professional wrestling. Today, WWE superstars are at a disadvantage in some ways. They can't flip birds and use the colorful language. They can't bleed even when the situation seems right for it. Man, Roman Reigns' life would be so much easier if he could survive vicious assault the way guys in my era did. But all the blood, the language, and the violence pale in comparison to the real secret weapon of the Attitude Era. The freedom to create, the freedom to try, the freedom to fail. The idea that going down swinging was almost as important as hitting the ball out of the park, as long as you took your best swing. There's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. One breeds confidence, the other breeds fear. It's the difference between cutting the type of promos Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dwayne The Rock Johnson gave, and the cookie-cutter approach all too often employed these days by WWE creators. One style allows for creativity and emotion. The other calls for memorization and recitation. I hope I don't sound like I'm picking on WWE. There is a big part of me that loves this company, and always will. Why else would I be up at 4:15 a.m. writing things that are likely to banish me deeper and deeper into the WWE doghouse? One of my favorite wrestlers proposed a storyline that would allow me a 4 or 5 week storyline that would allow me to dig in deep and swing for the fences, and in the process maybe advance a few other super talented but underutilized athletes on the roster. I would love to do it, but I doubt it's going to happen. After all, I might want to do something crazy like go out there without a script and try to create some real emotion. In other words, the type of thing that saved WWE in the late 90s. The talent pool has never been deeper, but the creative flow is stagnant, and it's been thinking for a while. I quoted Einstein to begin this thing. Let me conclude with the immortal word of Owen Hart. Enough, enough. It's time for a change. Kevin Owens continued to lobby for a WrestleMania match against Brock Lesnar. During an appearance on the Like Father Like Son podcast, Kevin Owens was asked who he would like to take on at WrestleMania. The Intercontinental Champion responded with the following, and I quote, I answered this question a couple of times and my answer is always Brock Lesnar, because I just love to be in the ring with him and see what it's like. There's nobody quite like Brock Lesnar as far as pure strength and viciousness and everything. I love to see if I could hang with him and see how much I could hurt him. I love to get in the ring with The Undertaker one day too. I feel like that's a long shot, I guess because he wrestles on a limited basis and when he does, it's always a huge deal. But hopefully I can position myself in the next year or so to be seen as a viable opponent for The Undertaker because it would be a thrill to be in the ring with him. At WrestleMania or anywhere. It could be on a Raw or a live event. I don't really care. I just love to be in the ring with him. I feel like that would be an experience I never forget. WWE taking steps to find out why it's losing its Raw audience. According to PWInsider.com, WWE sent an email survey out to its WWE fan council yesterday, questioning them on the current state of Raw. Questions include asking the fans when she watches Raw, when she changes the channel during Raw, and whether or not channel changes take place during talking segments, matches, etc. This is likely WWE's way of trying to determine why the company has lost about 25% of its viewers since June. Were Lana and Rusev notified before WWE Raw of Ryback All the Way line? According to Brian Alvarez on this morning edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, while Ryback's line about Dolph Ziggler and Lana going all the way was indeed in the Raw script last Monday, Lana and Rusev were not notified about it prior to the segment. Alvarez and Dave Meltzer labeled the sexual innuendo a double cross line. As noted, there has been major backstage heat online as of late for a number of reasons, including leaking her engagement to Rusev and calling Paige a bully on social media. More backstage news on Tommy Dreamer status in WWE and TNA promoting House of Hardcore on Raw and more. As seen on Raw last Monday, ECW legend Tommy Dreamer made his return to WWE and aligned with the Dudley Boys in their fight against the Wyatt family. According to PWInsider.com, it is not known if Dreamer has signed a full-time deal with WWE, but he most likely has not. Dreamer was previously scheduled to work as a producer for TNA during its India tour, but with that being canceled, it provided a window of opportunity for WWE to bring Dreamer in to help with the Wyatt-Dudley feud. Dreamer is not signed to a TNA deal, so it's entirely possible WWE could sign him to a full-time, longer-term deal, if that's what both sides are interested in. As for what Dreamer was wearing on Raw last Monday, it was interesting to see WWE allow him to wear a House of Hardcore t-shirt, which is Dreamer independent promotion. With regard to the polka dot pants Dreamer was wearing on Raw, that's something he has been doing since one of his heroes, Dusty Rhodes, passed away. Mick Foley message to Vince McMahon on how to use Sasha Banks. Mick Foley appeared on the latest edition of the Steve Austin Show podcast to discuss the current state of WWE. And I quote, as it pertains to Sasha Banks, here's Foley's message to Vince McMahon, and I quote, "She living the dream. She got the character that works, and I think she brings mess with. If you have someone who is there, who is firing on all cylinders, and I'm talking to Vince, leave her alone and let her do her thing. You 70, Vince. She's 23. You don't speak to everybody out there. Just because you don't get it doesn't mean it's not there to be gotten. You have people chanting, we want Sasha. It's not without reason. Please, Mr. McMahon, please leave her alone. Let her do her thing. If they want her, give her to them. Let her do her thing. You looking for faces, future faces of the company. Here's one of them. It makes me sad to see someone work so hard, who is there and is being led in different directions." And finally, Mick Foley continued to watch WWE Raw. Mick Foley took to his Facebook account to announce to fans that he will continue to watch WWE Raw. Here was the WWE Hall of Famer wrote, and I quote, "Yes, I was seriously contemplating taking WWE off of my viewing schedule. At the end of last week's post, I mentioned that I needed the company to give me a reason to keep watching. Last Monday, they did give me a few reasons. Here they are. Number one, by allowing her to enter to her own music and wear her legit boss shirt, I received my first indication that the company may allow Sasha Banks to spread her wings and fly. Number two, I really like Charlotte's subtle heel mannerism and slightly condescending tone toward Becky Lynch. Becky is an amazing talent, just looking for some character direction, and I think she may have found some of that last night. Number three, I really thought that in the wake of last week's disappointing ratings that we would see a very authority-heavy show. Remember Christopher Walken on Saturday Night Live when his prescription for everything was more cowbell. That's what I foresaw for last night's WWE Raw. with authority being the new cowbell. Instead, we saw the origin of a new fashion, which could prove to be quite effective over time, the birth of the leader nation. Was it a perfect show? No, but I found it to be an enjoyable one that didn't make me feel penalized for being a wrestling fan. Sure, I want to see more Cesaro, Owens, etc., but WWE gave me enough to keep me around at least for a while. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.